Hi everyone, we are going to be colouring a page from Welcome to the Village by Morgan O'Brien today. And I picked this fairly simple page actually because some of the pictures in this book are quite detailed. I wanted something a bit simple today. I'm just in that mood. Now this is obviously Isabelle. Now if you know the game that the book is based on, the name has escaped me, Animal Crossing, you will know what Isabelle looks like and what colours she should be. I don't. I've not played it, so I've decided to just, rather than look up how Isabelle should look, which I could do, I'm actually just going to do her my way with my colours, and you can decide whether you want to do that or not. So I have got my Arteza Expert pencils, and I'm going to start with my pink macaron and just do Isabelle's tongue really lightly. I don't want it to stand out, but I don't want it to remain white. Her tooth needs to be white, but not her tongue. There we go. I'm just gently layering it up until it's the right colour for me. It's not too dark, so that's what I'm aiming for. Now I thought it might be quite fun to actually make her pink. I just felt that that seemed to be the right colour for some reason. And I have the peony pink, which I'm going to do now. Around here is marked with this grey, so I'm assuming that this bit should be a different colour to the rest of her face. So I'm going to colour this bit in first with the peony pink. And then we'll do the rest. Now on the top of her head she's also got a little light bit here, and I'm assuming that's that bit is two different colours as well. She looks a bit odd with this colour around her mouth, but I'm hoping that once she's all pink then it won't look odd. I'm trying to do it fairly evenly. We go. And I've done a few other pictures from this book as videos, so if you want a bit more guidance on other pages as well, there are those available if you want them. I'm just going to sharpen my next pencil. This is going to be the Fruit Punch. It's quite a bright colour. I just wanted bright. That was my plan. Again, I'm going to start by doing this an even layer and see whether I think it needs anything extra. Now, if this were trying to make her look like she was real, a colour over that? I think so. You would probably think that this is like a sort of snout of sorts, so you might colour it darker around there to make it look like it's standing out a little bit, and you might also colour that darker around the edge, but I'm going to keep it quite flat because I'm thinking she's a cartoon. So does she actually have any three-dimensional look to her face? I don't know, but I'll have a look when I've done this bit and see what I think about where to put any sort of darker bits. So I'm thinking maybe at the bottom here might be a little bit darker just because it's lower down and more shadowed. Also this colour is very similar to the other one that I've used, so I want to make sure you can see that it's a different colour. So by layering it up you can see that. So I'm going to probably layer all of it up bit more. I want a bit more near the bottom. As you can see, I'm trying to not make it as dark further up. And I'm also thinking under this hairline it might be a little bit darker, might be some shadow. So although I said she's a cartoon, she won't be three-dimensional, we can do a little bit like that. Yeah. I'm going to do her little hands, paws, the same colour as this face part. So again, I'm going to start with a light layer I'm pretty sure, by the way, that Isabelle is yellow. Part of the reason I didn't want to colour her in her conventional colours is I find colouring with yellow quite difficult. I want to make the base a bit darker. Like that. And a little bit where her hands meet. There we go. Now for her hair, I'm going to use another pink. Yeah, I think I'm going to use, this is the plum purple, so it's actually almost a purple, I suppose. I would still call it pink, but I'm going to make this top bit a bit darker where it's near being overlapped, and then lighten it as we go towards the end. Now I don't know if this is her ear or her hair, but I think she's like, is she a dog? I don't know. This is just fur. So the same on this side, layer it up a bit more here, and then less as we go down. Oh, I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. I'll just stop the camera in a minute. Oh, right, that's better. Now, this bit I'm going to keep with my plum purple. I'm going to again do a light layer and then sort of plan where I might make it a bit darker. I'm thinking I'm going to leave that as a hairband and colour it the same colour as her shirt or dress, whatever it is she's wearing there. Thinking maybe it's darker at the bottom here. Oh, there be a train, as my son would say, there be. I think I'm going to do the bit in here in this colour. I'm not really sure why. It's just how I'm seeing it. There we go. And then grab my last sort of colour for the rest of the hair. I'm going to use the fuchsia. Again, I'm going to try and keep it even. And then think about what to do. As I say, I think that other bit is like a hairband. So I'm going to leave that. Now I'm thinking this would be darker, lower down. So that's what I'm going to do. Just layer it up a little bit more lower down. Keep it lighter at the top. The same with these little bits. There we go. Now, hairband and dress, I'm thinking let's go purple because it's going to definitely match. What have we got here? We've got the purple iris. We'll use that first. We'll use it for the band, just so I don't forget. I'm thinking dark on each edge, so layer it up there. And a bit less towards the middle where it will be, because it would be rounded, because it's encompassing round the piece of hair. And then I'm going to do, look, we've got details on the shirt. I think we'll do the main shirt this colour. I'm thinking it's going to be darker on each end here so that we can see that it's a bit more rounded on the arm. And maybe the same on the body. This bit's going to be tucked around the side a bit and this bit's going to be more to the front. Let's just build that up a little bit more. There we go. I'm going to use a different shade of purple for her, this sort of, I'm going to use the amethyst purple for the sleeve bottoms, whatever that's called, the sort of trim, I suppose. and this bit in here, which I'm not going to do. I'm going to try and do evenly, and then a bit of under the buttons. There we go. I'm thinking her buttons I might try and do silver. What have we got here? Yeah, the pewter grey is usually a nice one for a silver. And I'll just sort of go around the edge with lots of layers and a few less towards the middle, and I hope it looks a bit shiny. There we go. Right, now we have got the flowers. I'm going to do, we need to think about this name as well. I'm thinking if I keep that quite pale and the flowers a bit darker, that might work. So let's use this periwinkle blue for the ribbon. And again, I'm just going to do a light layer all over it. See how I'm using it on the edge. The long strokes help. Try and stay in the lines, but it's easier with a blunter pencil as well. Okay, now this bit, because it's inside, I think there's going to be some shadows in here. Be a little bit darker. And then I'm also thinking the edge, not as dark as there, but a little bit darker and lighter towards the middle. And the same from this end, just a little bit. There we go. Now we've got our flowers, and I'm thinking more blues. What have we got? Yeah, I'm going to use the indigo for the centres. I'm going to do them all the same. And I'm going to try to do a darker layer around the edge and a little less towards the middle, so they might look like the centres are sticking upwards. It's quite difficult with such a small circle, might be easier on this one. And as I say, all the same. I think I might do that the same too, actually. There we go. And these. Now I know we've got a central bit. I'm going to try and ignore that and see if I can get it to work. So, same technique, lots of layers around the edge, and less towards the middle. Okay. The petals I'm going to do in a lighter blue. I'm just looking at what I've got. I'm going to use the peacock blue. I'm just going to give it a sharpen. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. No, I'm not. Oh, peacock blue. Got a tickly nose, obviously. I'm going to try and do it evenly. And then put a bit of a darker layer around the middle. Just fade it down each petal a little bit. I find it easier to start with an even layer first though. And go around. All the same. Nice and relaxing and straightforward. You could do them at a big mix of different colours if you wanted to. I think it would look quite nice with a big bright mix of colours, but I'm sort of sticking to this sort of palette really. If you did her yellow, I would do lots of reds and oranges. Would look nice. Maybe some browns. I had thought I could look up the characters and see how to do them, but I wanted to be able to have a bit more freedom with regards to colours. I think if I played the game and was really familiar with them, then I wouldn't be able to. It's like his book with the baby Yoda in it. I don't think I would be able to not colour Yoda green, you know. I think because I know that's the right colour, right being in quotation marks, because obviously there's no right colour, but I think you know what I mean. Right, these we're still going to do the same colour and we're going to do the same technique, so I'm going to do more layers here and then fade towards the edge. And it will be the same all through, but I find it sometimes doing the same thing over and over, the repetition can be very relaxing. Sometimes it can start to get a bit dull. It depends on what you're doing and your mood, really. Sometimes I'm in the mood for a repetitive page and sometimes I'm really not. There's not that much on this page. I wouldn't call it a repetitive page, and of course you could do different colours, so it doesn't have to be the same. You can even do different techniques on different bits. You don't have to use the same. But sometimes with a repetitive page, it can be good to do a little bit, go away, come back, do a bit more, as long as you remember what you've done. If you've got a repeating pattern and you want to use the same colours, then you need to make sure you write down what you've been using so that you don't forget. So that can be a little annoying, should we say, because then you have to swatch out everything and try and work out what it was you used. That's why I don't actually have whips work in progress. I always finish things quite quickly. I can't say forever. This is the turquoise. I think it's going to work really well with the leaves, and I'm going to colour them using the same technique. So layering up here and then fading towards the tip. Yeah, I don't leave unfinished pictures partly because I don't want to forget what I've used, and partly because it just doesn't feel right. I mean, I have today, I've got an unfinished picture this morning that was in the middle of from last night, so now I'm doing this one. I also did a video earlier and I only coloured a bit of the page, so I've got to finish that. So I've got 2 outstanding pictures, but I will finish them today, so it'll be fine. And then I'll put those pencils away. I've deft the pencils out so I know which ones I'm using for each page. That makes it okay. It's just really a matter of making sure you find a way to, make sure you don't forget what you've been doing, really. Okay. Now I want to add a little bit of a finishing touch to Isabelle. I've got this very pretty waterfall stickles, and I thought they might look nice on the flower centres, so that's what I'm going to do. So actually I'm just going to shake it down to the bottom a bit and then squirt them out. Now with stickles, they can leave quite a thick blob, and so you have to be a bit aware of what you're doing, because say I want to colour the page on, say there's a page on the back of here that I wanted to colour, which there isn't, then I would have to colour over this with the glitter on the back, and it would be a bit horrible. You can spread it fairly thinly if you try hard. I haven't been, but because this book is single-sided, it puts me at an advantage. It doesn't matter quite so much, and I can just I can put a piece of paper on top, so it's okay. I'm just gonna take a bit away from there where it's really thick, put it on that one. It's already drying. It's very quick, although I won't shut this book until tomorrow morning, and it's only nearly 11 o'clock, crikey. It's 10 to 11, but I'll leave it to dry just in case. Now you probably can't see. So let's tip it towards the light for you so you can see the glitter. It's not showing up very well, but there we go. So there, just a little touch at the end. I think it's just a bit of fun, but obviously you don't have to do that. Or if you've got a glitter glaze pen or a glittery gel pen or something, you could use that. You know, you don't have to use the Stickles, but it's just a bit of fun. And they were sitting here and I was thinking, oh, I quite fancy using those. So that was that. And you could even put some shine on here to make it stand out with her name or something. Yeah, but I don't want to overdo it. You know, you wouldn't want to overdo the glitter, would you? Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day and happy colouring.